Year One, and welcome to your computing lesson for this week. So we are starting a new topic, and our topic is on stop motion animation. And over the next 4 weeks, we'll be doing different activities to learn about it and then to create stop motion animation. Okay, so let's learn about what our new topic is today. So, computing, stop animation. So what is stop motion animation? So stop motion animation is a technique used in animation to bring static objects to life on screen. So that means objects that don't move. This is done by moving the object in small movements while filming or taking a picture of each movement. And then all the frames are played in a sequence and it shows that the object is moving. So it'd be something like, it could be clay figures, a puppet, miniatures are often used in stop motion animation as they can be handled and repositioned easily. So if you think when you play with Play-Doh, you might make something and then you're able just to move it a little bit and change it really easily. So there are some famous shows and movies that use stop motion animation. So here are some. So this is, do you know the name? Well done if you said, this is Wallace and Gromit. So Wallace and Gromit is a very popular TV show, and there are lots of movies that have to do with stop motion. So the way they film these movies is they have these figurines. You can see they're made of clay or kind of like maybe plasticine, so they can easily move around. So they have, Wallace has his hand up like this. And then if they wanted to move, they would move his hand a little bit, and then a little bit, and a little bit, or a little bit this way. They'd move it a little bit each time, and they take a picture of every time. And then when they put it together, it would look like it's moving. There's also Shaun the Sheep. Now, my two boys love Shaun the Sheep. So Shaun the Sheep is another TV show, and there's a movie that uses stop motion. So they have these plasticine sheep, and they move them around and they make movies about them. So we're going to learn how to do that. Now, before we learn how to do stop motion with plasticine or Play-Doh, we're going to do a few other techniques. So animation creates the impression of movement through an optical illusion referred to as the persistence of vision. So what that means is your eye retains an image for a split second after it has actually been shown. So we have here, we have thaumatrope. Now these are toys that were invented in the 19th century, and they are what people used to use to make things look like they were moving. So we are going to make one of these today, okay? So here is what they look like. So you might have made one of these before. So what you need some paper, a pair of scissors, make sure you have some adult help, and you could use anything. So you could use a skewer, a chopstick, you could use a pen or a pencil, but you need some, or straw, but you need something that you can roll between your fingers, okay? Now, when you make one of these, what you do is you pick two objects. And then what you do is you draw them and put them together, and then you move them. So let me show you, okay? So I have a piece of paper. I actually have a big piece of paper here, and I folded it in half, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a circle. And what I'm going to use, I'm just going to use my tape, and I'm going to trace around my tape in the middle. So now I'm going to cut that out. And because I've got two pieces here, it's going to get me two pieces the same. Now you can do any type of drawings. There are a few videos on the task sheet that show you how to make these and to give you some ideas. So I now have two pieces of paper. So what you can do is, there's lots of different things. You could do a flower, and then maybe a bug going near the flower. You could do a fish, and then a fishbowl. You could do a planet or the sun and stars. You could do a tree. So this is what with leaves and a tree without leaves. So I made one earlier. So I've got here a deciduous tree, a tree with no leaves, and then a tree with leaves. And if I spin it, you can see it looks like, obviously, yeah, it looks like, so you can see that the trees and the leaves are on top of each other. So I'm going to do another one. So I've got my 2 pieces of paper. So first, I'm going to draw a fish. So here we go. So I'm going to draw my fish. Here's my fish. Give him an eye. There's his scales. Now, on the other one, I'm going to draw a fishbowl. I drew my fish quite big, so I'll need to make it look like a big fishbowl. Okay, and I'm going to put just a little bit. You don't want to do too much detail. I'm just going to draw a bit of. There we go. So what you do is you pick 2 things. So I've picked my fish and a fishbowl. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my skewer. I'm going to put the fishbowl upside down. Now you can tape or glue if you want. So I'm going to put a bit of tape here. So now if you see, I've got my fishbowl taped on my stick. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my fish and I am going to put it on top now. I'm going to just put a bit of tape on the top. There you go, to make it tight. And now I'm just going to put a bit on the bottom so that it stays tight. So I have here a fish, and over here I have a fish bowl. Now a fish and a fish bowl. When I spin it, so what's going to happen is your eye is going to keep the image of the fish for a split second, and then it's going to see the image of the bowl, and it's going to see the fish in the bowl. So let's see if you can watch. Okay, ready? So I'm going to take my hand. Let's get it closer. Where's the screen? There you go. So if I do it quick enough, does it look like the fish is actually in the fish bowl? Can you see that? So what I would like you to try is you can see if you can make one of these. So on the video, on the task sheet, there are some other examples that you can do. So try doing some other pictures. So if you think about it, doing 2 things. So you might draw, maybe you could draw, so I have here a worm and a leaf. And when I spin it together, it'll look like the worm is on the leaf. Or you might do maybe a flower and a butterfly. And then, but remember, do it the right size. So if I drew a big flower, I might then do a little butterfly. And then when I spin it, it'll look like the butterfly is on the flower. Okay, so try that. Have fun using that, seeing how many different ones you can make. So there I have my fish in my fish bowl. But really, it's an empty fish bowl. So how does it work? It's an optical illusion. And it's what people used really at the very beginning when they started making stop motion animation. So they were able to use that optical illusion to make it seem like that things were moving, or that things were actually together. Okay, so have fun, enjoy making a thaumatrope, and I hope to see some of them on tapestry.